And 3, 2, 1.
Hi, this is Craig Proctor, and thank you for watching the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Hey, today it's my pleasure from Naples, Florida, to introduce Carlos and Lisa Cachon. Did I say it right? There's a little bit of accent in it. Okay, well, thank you for being with us, guys. Hey, you guys have been long-term members, great success in South Florida. Tell us a little bit about you and how you found Craig Proctor, and talk about the tremendous success that you're having in Southwest Florida.
Well, we actually came in contact with the Craig Proctor system through one of James McDonald's 4-hour, half a day free webinars. And
Interesting.
I had been in real estate at that point, I guess about 12, 13 years. So this is back 2019. And just everything he said resonated, everything, with your whole system resonated with us. And I was a solo agent at that point. And I had done a lot of business in the REO market. Now,
so Carlos, you were in real estate, and Lisa was not in real estate at that time?
Lisa was not in real estate. She was working in nursing at that time.
Okay. So you come to this free half-day seminar. You meet James McDonald, very convincing guy. He talks to you about our approach, and you're like, hey, this totally makes sense. So what happens next?
We ended up going to the 3-day conference, paid for that. And I told Lisa, come with me. This is really, it makes a lot of sense. Everything that you guys were mentioning and talking about made a lot of sense. So we went to the conference. At the end of the 3 days, I was like, I don't know. It all sounds good. And Lisa's like, no, we're doing this. And
good. And Lisa, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah. So,
it's funny. Sometimes I hear this a lot, right? Where the spouse of the realtor, who's in a totally different occupation, they'll come to our conference and they're like, hey, I get this, right? Sometimes as an insider in real estate, we have the blinders on and we're looking at the way things are done. But good for you, Lisa, for attending the conference with Carlos. And so you kind of gave him that push that, hey, this makes sense.
Yes, I did.
Well, and you were absolutely right, because tell everybody what's happened. Talk to us about your production today.
It blew up. We went, so that year we got in, we jumped to platinum, I guess 3 months in, something like that. Lisa ended up quitting her job and came on with me full time. I needed help implementing the system. We were getting results. So we finished 2019 really strong. Not quite where we wanted to be, but we were definitely seeing improvement. Well, 2020, she quits, comes on February 1st. And of course we get hit with COVID in March.
Right.
So we were a little nervous, but we went all in, spoke to Todd, and Todd was like, now's the time, go all in. So we really went all in with your program and with your system, and had a spectacular 2020. So we did a quantum leap for 2020, finished that year. I can't remember what our gross sales were, but it was double whatever it was in 2019. Ended up getting that award in 2021. I think we did 40 something closings, something like that. And we did, I think it was like 400 and something in GCI.
Very good. So a huge quantum leap. You absolutely doubled your business. What about this year? What do you think is going to happen this year?
So far this year, we are, we're already have hit that number this year in the first 3 months.
Okay, that's pretty amazing. Everyone hear that? So you're pretty happy about this quantum leap that you had the year before, but now, even though you doubled your business the year before, now you've done more than that in the first 3 months of this year.
We have done, we're right there for the first 3 months of this year.
Okay, that's cool. All right, so obviously you've got the vision, right? As you say, you're all in on this, and you've got a team. And I want to talk about this awesome team that you have. First of all, I want to thank everyone again for watching this. I'm real estate coach Craig Proctor. I'm interviewing Carlos and Lisa from Naples, Florida. They are part of the Craig Proctor system and part of your home sold guaranteed realty. I want everyone to know about the team that they have and why it works so well. Really, if you're an agent working in Naples, you have to hear what we're talking about today. And you should actually just reach out to Carlos and Lisa and have a conversation about how you could partner up with them and make way more money than you're making now and work less. And I know everyone says that, but let me explain how sweet this deal is. Okay, so Carlos and Lisa, they started off with the Craig Proctor system, like all solo agents or husband and wife teams, where they apply the lead generation and they realize, oh my God, this works. And Carlos and Lisa are trying to do it all themselves. And they realize at some point, we've got this overflow of business, and the overflow of business is what they're able to offer to other agents that partner up with them. So if you were an outside sales agent on their team, this is how this deal works. You don't pay for anything. Okay, they Carlos and Lisa pay for all of the advertising, all the lead generation, and when the leads come in, they're not even given to the outside sales agents yet. First, the leads go to an inside sales agent. The inside sales agent has been coached up on how to qualify the buyers and sellers, and only the best buyers and sellers, an appointment is booked. So if they're motivated and their timing is now, those buyer and seller appointments are booked. Now, this is the opportunity for Naples agents. If you worked with Carlos and Lisa, you would just be going from appointment to appointment to appointment. That's it. It's that simple. And they coach you up on the listing presentation, which is really the Craig Proctor listing presentation and buyer presentation. And you would simply go out there, spend an hour with the seller, get the listing signed. Once they have the listing signed, they just send that back to your office, and your office takes care of everything, right? Your office takes care of taking the pictures and getting the keys cut and installing the key box and the sign up and down and all the paperwork and communicating with the seller. So if you do the math on this, what's the average sales price in Naples right now?
500,000.
500K. Okay. So let's say we're getting 3 points on 500K. That's $15,000. Now, I don't know what your split is with your agents, but let's just say for easy math, it's a 50-50 split or whatever it is. On average, your agent would be making a minimum of $6,000 on that average transaction. Now, I'm gonna do some quick math here. That is going to be about $2,000 an hour. That's what you're making as an outside sales agent working on Carlos and Lisa's team. Because check it out. Let's say the average commission is 15 grand. Let's say that you got 6 of it. Okay. You're spending an hour at the listing presentation to get the listing. You're spending an hour negotiating the offer because it's going to sell in a week, right?
Right.
And then you might spend an hour, but maybe an hour after the offer is accepted between closing. Okay, that's called 3 hours. Now you're getting compensated $6 grand. That's $6,000 is in your pocket. You have no marketing expenses. You don't have to worry about any of the other stuff. You're not running around getting the keys cut, taking the pictures. You're not doing any of that. This is a high-paying opportunity. Now, when I was running my team, I had agents making hundreds of thousands of dollars net in their pocket. Now, here's who this is not for. It's not for the agent in Naples where their ego is more important than their income. Because there's some realtors that would listen to this and go, yeah, I might make way more net in my pocket teaming up with Carlos and Lisa, but my picture wouldn't be on the sign or whatever nonsense, right? So we have to understand not all realtors are in this because they want to have more money and more time and more freedom. For some realtors, their currency is their ego. Okay, so if that was you, obviously this opportunity is not right for you. Some agents prefer to have their name all over the place and make less money and work harder. This opportunity is for those of you that really are focused on, why did I get into real estate? I got into real estate because I want to make more money and I want to have more time, which is freedom. As a solo agent, folks, the very first thing you lose as a real estate agent is your freedom. Am I right or wrong? Let me know in the comments, folks. If you do it the traditional way, you're working by yourself, the very first thing you lose is your freedom. We want to show you how to get that back. Okay, now you've got some things that you want to show us here today. But before we do that, how would realtors in the Naples area, what would be the best way for them to reach you if they wanted to have a conversation about perhaps partnering up with you?
They can call me directly on my cell, 239-298-1991, or they can go right to our website, which is thecachonteam.com.
Okay, cool. Now you've got your newsletter you want to share with us. I want to talk about how you use that. So let's have Faith pop that up. And again, what we're going to show you here, we will make this available at the end of our interview. We'll have a link here. And what I'll do, I'll throw Carlos and Lisa's contact information in the comments below as well. Let's talk about the newsletter and how effective that is, why you use it, how you use it, et cetera.
Well, one of the first things when we started using your program is we met with our coach. Everybody gets a coach. And the coach was like, look, how can we proctorize what you're doing now? Where is your business coming now? Because I'd been in business at that point for many years. And we had most of our, as a single agent, was repeat customers, sphere of influence, that kind of thing. So he was like, well, let's work on marketing to that database. And that's where the newsletter comes from, the whole worthy cause. I mean, all of this was from you guys. You guys basically help us and give us the newsletter, the weekly newsletter.
We just personalize.
Yeah, really, this is a done for you system, folks. We create all the marketing pieces. We license you to use the Craig Proctor system, whether it be the scripts, the dialogues, the presentations, the ads that you're going to run on Facebook or Instagram, what you're going to do on YouTube. We teach you how to recruit, hire, train, and manage your team. The newsletters that go out to stay in touch with your clients, your past clients. All you have to do is really plug your business into it, and you can see how well it works. I mean, that's amazing that in the first 3 months of this year, you've already surpassed last year, and last year you doubled your business from the year before. So yes. Does it work? What are your goals for next year? What do you think you're going to be? Our
long-term goals is 300 closings a year. That is, we want to be there within the next 3 years, hopefully, next year.
So what would it take to do that? What's holding you back from being at 300?
We're just growing. I mean,
Yep.
And that's happening. So we're implementing, we're growing. We continually go to the conferences. We're all in. I mean, we're implementing your system in every aspect of our business, and it's working. So we just need to grow. We're at 8 outside sales agents right now, and we're at 1 full-time ISA now, in the process of getting a second ISA. We've got a office/operations manager that just started with us. We have transaction tracking. I mean, we've got all the staff and support. So now it's just a matter of growing.
Let's talk. You mentioned the conferences that we do, the 3-day super conferences. Why are those important? Because to me, it is the place where people really get it, where the light bulb comes on. And Lisa, I think you agree, when you came to the conference, that's where it kind of all made sense. And
yes.
Yeah, that's where you're pushing Carlos, like, hey man, this I'm not even real estate. I'm a nurse, but this is making sense.
Right. No, yeah.
Right. So the next conference we're having is in Anaheim, California. It's actually coming up in a few weeks. It's April 26th through the 28th in Anaheim, California. We'll put a link in below as well, because we do have an early bird discount. We've got discounted hotel rooms, but they're going very quickly. But that is an amazing starting point for realtors with the Craig Proctor system, because that's where we lay it out. That's where it gets explained to you over a 3-day period. And as you know, guys, we go from early in the morning to late at night. But it's not just meeting me, it's the presenters. You're going to hear all the presentations are being presented from agents making millions of dollars doing the things that they're talking about. How important is it, like the whole culture thing inside the Craig Proctor world, the people you meet? That's like one of the things we're most proud of is when you come to the conference, a big part of this is who you get to meet and kind of become friendly with.
That was huge for us. When we first went, of course, the first conference, you're a little standoffish. You don't want to bother like some of the presenters, like you said. But after you start going and you start to meet, they're very down to earth. We've been helped tremendously. Kristen Stampini, Damian and Myra. I mean, I could go on and on and on. We've made some Angel out in Colorado that have helped us. They've been where we're at and they were very helpful. No strings attached. Hey, here's what you need to do. Oh, is this a problem you're having? And I can pick up the phone and call these people and talk to them about certain hurdles, certain things we're facing where they're probably facing them in a different aspect, maybe at a much broader or larger level, but they know how to deal with it. And we've gotten tremendous help from everybody and support. So anyone who's going to these conferences, yeah, definitely reach out. Don't be shy. When you see the titanium, the platinum people, reach out to them, talk to them, because everyone's very willing to help.
Yeah, that is, it's comforting and confidence building to be able to talk to people. And when you become friendly with them, you realize, hey, this person that I see that's whatever is super successful and they're making millions of dollars a year. It wasn't long ago. They were just starting out. And when they're able to share with you how to overcome these problems, because they've all been where you are, they've had these problems, but it's their willingness to share and sit down and say, hey, it's okay. I had the same problem and here's how I overcame that. And having this realization eventually, like, hey, these people are no different than me. I think that's such a big thing, is when you become friendly with them and you realize, at first you see them on stage and they're making all this money. You're like, oh my God, these people are like aliens from another planet. But once you get to meet with them and you become friendly with them, you realize the fact that they can do it is positive proof that you can do it. Like, they were in your shoes not long ago, and you talk to enough of them that you realize, yeah, I'm like them. I might be like them 2 years ago, but I can do this. So for any of you wanting to come to the conference, and I probably shouldn't even say wanting to come to the conference, because the problem with COVID is nobody wants to come to the conference. But if people really knew how they would benefit from traveling, I know it's a lot to ask, right? People have to come in on an airplane and they have to come into a hotel, and you can wear your mask, you can not wear your mask, whatever you want to do. But we are back to doing conferences. We are committed to doing conferences. We're going to do this thing virtual as well. So, if you don't feel comfortable being there in person, there will be a virtual option. But we'll put a link into the comments below. We'd love to see everyone at our upcoming conference. And you'll get to meet Carlos and Lisa, which is even better, right? Okay, now let's switch gears here for a bit. So of course, you're saying all the things I love, which is, hey, I went to this Craig Proctor conference. My life got better. My wife went, she was convinced. Now we work together. Everything is great. But what were some of the challenges? Like, it wasn't all like, sunshine and lollipops. What were some of the, just for people that want to do what you're doing? They want to have a husband and wife team. We're growing this out. We want to have a real business. What were some of the challenges, or maybe you look back at it now and they weren't a big deal, but maybe some of the hangups you had at the beginning?
Well, when I was there, you guys hand out a questionnaire and say, what are you looking to accomplish, or what are you looking to take away from the conference? And mine was very simple. If I could get seller and buyer leads from strangers, that's all I want. That I was very simple. And that you guys do with no problem. That
we do that better than anyone else, really.
Anyone else. And so once we did that, we thought, hey, maybe we can grow this. Like you said, now you have more leads, and now you start to grow a team. The idea of a team before the Craig Proctor system was not, like, I couldn't even conceive of it, because it just seems like too much, but it's really laid out. So the fact that we have the team we have right now, and it's functioning the way it is really a result of your system and what we've implemented.
Well, it's really exciting to see to see how well you've done with this. I mean, it really is an epiphany, right? When you're introduced to, hey, you know what? I don't have to be a solo agent slugging it out, limited in production by my time. I don't have to give up my whole life to this thing. And it's nice that you guys are able to work together. It's kind of like, I don't know if you have other family working with you, but now you guys get to travel, you get to do things. Money's not a problem. You're helping the other team members too. You're not just helping yourselves. Everyone on your team is enriched, right, by the way you've got this organized. And you can do a way better job for buyers and sellers in Naples, Florida. So it really, everyone wins. The clients, like you, every time you can help more clients, you've saved them from having to work with an average realtor, right? So that's the way we look at this.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep. You've saved another client from having a subpar or average experience when buying or selling. Okay, so your inside sales agents, how many of those do you have?
We have one right now, and we're in the process of getting a second.
Yeah, the inside sales agents are the hardest position to recruit for. And the way I worked my inside sales, I'm not sure how you do yours, is I paid them a small salary every week, and then I paid them a commission. And the way I trained my inside sales agent is I was making the calls myself. And in the beginning, I would just three-way them into the calls. So it didn't slow me down. I'm calling the leads back and I'm training my inside sales agent. And when I got my first really good inside sales agent, then she helped me train the next one and the next one. And I had about, in the peak, I think I had about 4 inside sales agents. And we had, about 10 outside sales agents on the team, which isn't really, that many people to do 600 transactions a year. Like, we're pretty lean. But my top outside sales agent was doing 80 to 100 transactions herself. So she was doing well, and she was with me for 20 years because she knew it was a great deal. All she had to do was show up on the appointments, use the listing and buyer presentations. Craig paid for all the rest. Craig took care of all of the other details, from getting keys cut to pictures to feature sheets. That's all she had to do, was go from appointment to appointment to appointment. So the reason I'm repeating this is some of you in Naples, Florida, okay, are watching Carlos and Lisa. And you might be saying, first of all, where did they come from? They've come out of nowhere. Well, guess what, guys? They're just starting with this journey. Okay, so you can sit in the sidelines, you can watch what they're building, or you can get in on this on the ground floor. Because here's what's going to happen. Their business and their market share is going to continue to grow. Okay, they have the Craig Proctor system. Okay, that's what they're armed with now. And we teach agents how to be multimillionaires. That's what we teach them to do. Okay, so Carlos and Lisa are stepping into a proven system. And they're going to do exactly what we tell them to do. And we're going to leverage this out. And they're seeing already this works. I think Carlos, your language earlier was, Todd said you got to go all in. The more all in you are on this, the more you see exponential gains in the business. And that's what's supposed to happen, right? Like, we don't want to be satisfied with, like, a lot of agents are satisfied with, well, every year I do my 20 transactions. Or if I work 7 days a week, maybe I can go from 20 to 25 transactions. No. We're not talking about incremental gains here. We're talking about exponential gains. Because here's what we believe. We wrote the book on this. It's called Death of the Traditional Real Estate Agent, Rise of the Super Profitable Sales Team. Because what we believe is the future of real estate is you're either going to have a super profitable sales team or you're going to work for one, right? And that change is going to be forced on agents as we step into the future, because it's going to be very difficult for the solo agent to be able to compete with what Carlos and Lisa and other Craig Proctor members are doing. We don't want to do a little bit better. We want to dominate the marketplace. Why? Because it's fun and we can help more people, right? And that's what this is about. It's a game worth playing. Carlos and Lisa have the bug. They're playing the game. They're enriching their lives. They're helping more clients. They're helping their team. And so if you've enjoyed this interview, what would be the downside to just having a conversation? There is no downside. if you're in Naples, Florida, you should just, you can Google them. I mean, I should, why am I even asking how you find them? Just Google them, you'll see them. But we'll have their phone number in the comments below. Now, if this approach, if dominating your marketplace using smart, modern marketing, using systems, using technology, if this makes sense to you, that you'd rather have a real estate business versus a job as a solo agent, if you're not in Naples, Florida, you should book a call with me. Okay, that's how Carlos and Lisa got started. They went to a free seminar, right? Carlos went to a free seminar. I wasn't even there. It was James. Carlos comes back home. He's all excited. Lisa's like, I don't know what he's talking about now, but okay. Now he wants to drag me to some conference. But Lisa, as an outsider, right? She's in the medical field. She's like, you know what? This is making sense, right? This is what will happen to all of you if you give this a chance. 100%.
Absolutely.
This is the best approach in real estate. If, again, you want more, if you got into real estate because you want more time and you want more money, which equals freedom, if that was your main motivator, then let's set your business up to make that happen, right? So many real estate agents work and work and work until they can't work anymore, right? That's why you never get invited to a real estate agent's retirement party. There's no such thing, right? They slug it out. They do their 15, 20, 25 transactions, and they do it and do it and do it until they can't. Okay. Wouldn't it be better to have a business that doesn't depend on you all the time? So you can help a lot more people. You can go away on vacation. Here's the epiphany I had. In my second year of selling real estate, I tried as hard as I could, by the way, in the first couple of years. It was only me. I knew no better. I looked around at what all the other agents are doing. And when I started in real estate, I was in my mid-20s. It's like 26 years of age. So I'm not married. I don't have any kids. And so I can work 7 days a week. But then I realized, oh my God, there will be no end to the 7 days a week. This is what my life would be like, right? And so I started the team. I was the first agent in all of North America to hire licensed agents when I wasn't a broker. It just made sense. I figured out the marketing first, and then we started building out the team. And what happened is, first of all, I never worked harder in real estate for less money than my first year. I never worked harder than that in my life, 7 days a week, and I never made less money. And the crazy part is the more I leveraged out the marketing and the more I leveraged out the team, here's what happened. I kept making more and working less. I'm like, well, that's cool. Let's do more of it. And the next year I made even more money and I worked even less. I'm like, well, I kind of like where this is going. And the next year I figured out marketing a bit more, did more marketing, did more hiring and recruiting. And eventually this thing ran on its own. And that's how I became the top RE/MAX agent in the world and maintained that status for 20 years, is because I made selling 600 homes a year easy. The epiphany that I had is in my second year of real estate is how many homes could Craig sell if it had nothing to do with me? Right? I want everyone to ask themselves that question. Like, what's your option? Stay small, be a control freak, keep doing how you're doing it, but you know the truth. You're going to get tired. You're going to get tired. You're probably already tired. That's why you're watching this, right? And what's the excitement in going out there every day and grinding it out 7 days a week? Okay. Lisa, when you were in the medical field as a nurse, the nurse does certain things. The doctor does certain things, right? You had administrative people that's called normal. See, in industries outside of real estate, that's why you came to the seminar. You're like, well, this is brilliant. Because as a nurse, this is how we work, right? It made sense, right? Carlos is like, okay, well, here's the life of a realtor. So here's how it works, Lisa. I kiss you in the morning and I work all day long and I come home and this is 7 days a week, right? And a real estate agent is programmed to do everything by themselves, right? I mean, when I started in real estate, there was no differentiation between work. So I would look at my day and I go, okay, I got to go to Home Depot and get the keys cut, and I got to go list a house. right? Well, obviously listing the house is way more important than getting the keys cutter and stuff. But to me, it was just all work. So it was just a bunch of stuff I did all day long.
Right.
And I did it and I did it. And some days I would come home and I'd be exhausted. And, my family would say, well, how many homes did you sell today? I didn't sell any. How could you be so tired? I know what it's like to struggle in this business. I've been doing this now for 25 years. So I believe I can better help realtors because I better understand them. There's a lot of coaches and mentors and gurus, of course, in real estate today that have never even sold real estate. It's shocking to me, really, that nobody does any research. Like having a mentor is important, of course, but who that mentor is of the utmost important. I can't imagine if I wanted to become a better golfer, learning from someone that's never been a golfer before. Really? So wherever you are in real estate right now, we understand where you are and we understand what you're thinking and why you're thinking that way. These are industry norms. Okay. I mean, the natural thing that we do when it's not my fault. It's not Carlos' fault. And Lisa had the advantage of not being in real estate, right? Like Lisa, you could walk into this coming from another industry and you can see stuff that Carlos and I can't see because when we got into real estate, here's how we do it.
Right.
Right. The mistake that we all make when we get into real estate is we look around what all the other agents are doing and they're all, crazy working, doing. So we do it, right? We actually believe in the beginning, this is the way to do it.
It's true.
And, that's what we help agents understand. It doesn't have to be that way. And that's the benefit of coming to the conference because right now you're just listening. Right now, if you're watching this, you're listening to Craig and Carlos and Lisa. We want you to meet hundreds, thousands of Craig Proctor members from all over North America that are along this journey. They're making a transformation from having an ordinary, normal, boring, and non-rewarding career as a real estate agent, which, by the way, is called a job. And we want to show you how to leverage yourself through marketing and through people and technology so you can truly have a business. I'm on both sides of this. I have worked really hard in real estate and I've been broke. And it's a lot more fun selling lots of houses and helping people. I know they say money doesn't buy happiness, but being interested in something and helping people, that makes me happy. Okay. Struggling and being depressed did not make me happy. So I'm glad that I found a way out, but we want to share that way out with others. And if you're thinking, well, Craig wants me to come to the conference. Look, do this for you. This is not something we want from you. This is something we want for you people. And Carlos and Lisa, I think you felt that vibe when you came to our first conference, right? We're just like laying it out here. It's like we want to help you understand the opportunity that's sitting right in front of you. So that conference, folks, again, is April 26th to the 28th. It's in Anaheim, California. I'm going to be there. Carlos and Lisa is going to be there. Be 1,000 Craig Proctor members from all over North America. And I hope you guys can be there. Remember, we have discounted airfare, or not airfare, room rates, but we have a travel agent that will help you get the best airfare. All you need to do is you can contact my office toll free at 1-800-538-1034. Okay. You can go to my website as well, craigproctor.com, my name.com. But if you'd like to book a call with me, if you'd like to book a call and have a conversation about your business, we're willing to do that for free. Is it a sales call? No. Here's how it would work. I would ask you a bunch of questions about where you are in your business right now. And then I would say, what do you want it to look like? Right? Like, where would you like to see your business? And then you're going to tell me, well, here's where I am now. Here's my issues. Here's my struggles. But, I'm at 20 transactions, let's say, but I'd like to go to 50. I'd say, well, why are you not at 50 now? And then you're going to tell me all the reasons why you're doing 20 and not 50. I am going to help you circumvent those problems. I'm going to help you shortcut how to go from 20 to 50 or 50 to 100. Okay. I know how to do it because I've been there before and I've helped thousands of agents do this. Now, this call is free. Okay. It's like a 1-hour call. At the end of the call, you could decide, you know what? I think Craig is somebody that could really help me, because that's what Carlos and Lisa did. They had an open mind. They're like, okay, this totally makes sense. And the more all in they went, the more successful. So it's a free call. At the end of it, you can either say, I'd like Craig to help me more, which we would love, or you could take all my advice and information and continue on and do what you're doing now. Now, to book that call with me, there's a special domain name. It's proctorcall.com. Okay, my name, proctorcall.com. When you click on it, you're going to go to my Acuity day timer. You're going to pick a day and a time, and we'll set a call. Sound fair? So that's your easiest, lowest barrier of entry on how we can find out how the Craig Proctor system would help you. And in Carlos and Lisa's case, they came to a free seminar. Right? It was a free seminar. They're like, Carlos is like, I don't know, maybe Carlos, maybe you were bored that day. You're like, okay, they're in town. I'll go check it out. But there's something that he heard there that resonated. And he ran home and he told Lisa. And they came to the conference. And Lisa's like, holy cow, this makes sense. Now she's not a nurse anymore. Now they're building a business. They're building something big. And they're excited because they get up every day to do what they love. And that's what we want for all of you. So Carlos and Lisa, I want to thank you so much for being on the Craig Proctor Show today. Any final comments before we wrap it up?
No, thank you for having us. It's, we're very grateful and appreciative that we even ran into the system. I mean, if not, I'd still be doing real estate as a single agent. Lisa would still be probably nursing. I mean, the idea and the concepts that you guys teach and coach, you're not gonna figure that out on your own. It's not going to happen.
It's life-changing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm really excited for you. And first of all, you deserve it because you took the chance, right? You came to the seminar, you came to the free seminar. You were smart enough to bring Lisa, right? Like, as a team, think of how much ground that you can cover when you're both all in it. Like, I work with my wife, and it's like, it's been hugely beneficial. And she understands the business, and we're able to divide up the work. It's been tremendous. But you've got that support team, both of you working on this together. And I know that you're going to have a tremendous future here in the Craig Proctor system. You've already got the bug. It's almost like when you see this, you can't unsee it. Right. So now it's just putting the pieces together. Like, you are in a rush now to put the other pieces in together to get to the next level and the next level. And then, you know what's going to happen soon, Carlos and Lisa? It's going to be somebody else. It's going to come to one of our conferences, and you two will be on stage. And they'll be like, oh man, I'd really like to be like Carlos and Lisa, right? And they're going to approach you at the bar, and they're going to be a little bit nervous, and you'll be doing hundreds of transactions, and they're going to have this feeling of insecurity of like, well, maybe this is something Carlos and Lisa can't do, or they must have some kind of superpowers. That's how this works. Every Craig Proctor member that starts can lean on those that were there, that are here before them, that have climbed the mountain, that have done it, for encouragement and sharing. And we love that Craig Proctor culture. And I want to thank you so much for being part of it.
Thanks for having us. Thank you very much.
All right, everyone. That's it for today's Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. I want to thank everybody for watching this today. Again, we had Carlos and Lisa from Naples, Florida. If you're in the Naples, Florida area, you're in Southwest Florida, look them up, at least Google them, give them a shout, maybe go out for lunch. It's where all good things happen. Thank you so much for watching.